Good evening everyone and welcome to the XRL F4 Division, a division that rarely ever gets streamed. I am here tonight with XRL Roberts. Good evening, it's a rare occasion, this is.
It's a rare occasion, but a very good occasion, I think.
And Ryan W7799 has got provisional pole by 7/10 with an absolutely storming lap time. Good enough for F1 GP2 divisions, that to be competitive at 18.2 on the option tyre. Very good lap from him.
That lap time that he set, if he was in the F1 division, would have been good enough for third or fourth on the grid.
That's ridiculous.
That's how good that lap was.
Yeah, we looked at his time trial times. It'll be interesting to see if we can do it over the race distance. So anything can happen in a race. So, well, he could still get beaten qualifying, of course, but that looks quite unlikely with a time like that compared to the drivers in the division. But let's see anyway. We'll get onto track in a second. I'm just going to invite.
The one thing I will say about Ryan is that from all the times that I've watched him with F4000 this season, he has been right up there as one of the quickest drivers in this division, no doubt about it. His problem has been consistency and really poor strategy, which is why he won last week in Bahrain. Only just, but he did win. But the previous weeks he got the fastest lap, but he just made too many mistakes, or he just the wrong strategy, which is what cost him other potential podiums or even another victory, especially in China.
Definitely, he got away with one at Bahrain. He got involved in an incident, put him down to last. It was a very good fighting performance from him to get up to where he did. Jordan really struggling on his out to get the car to settle down. There is stream. Someone telling me there is no stream. Right, so we've got Jordan going down to the first corner, currently P2. He didn't quite carry the full pace out of the corner, running a little bit wide as well. Makes this corner a bit narrow. Using quite a lot of his curves, it sounds like he's bogging down in gears. Maybe it's loud, I don't know, but it doesn't sound particularly quick this time.
Well, I'm currently on board with his teammate, Escassin, who's in third place. He's actually now just backed off his lap. He went far too wide at turn 8, turned in far too late and just put his tyres into the gravel, so that's his lap gone. He's currently on a 19.1, only a tenth behind his teammate, but he's got potentially maybe one or two more runs yet to see if he can improve. But in all honesty, I don't see anybody beating Ryan's time. I think he can just sit and wait for the race now, in all fairness.
Yeah, he doesn't have to waste the tyres, does he? This track can take quite a bit of life out of the tyres. Mr. Deeds on his qualifying lap, he's currently P5. He's actually just gone down a position. He's on a 19.6, which for the division isn't too bad. But Ryan really showing what he can do tonight.
The person who has just gone ahead of him is the Pied Piper on a 19.149.
There's a bit of a gap between fourth and fifth then. Mr. Deeds heading maybe a second group.
Second, third and fourth separated by just over a tenth of a second. There's actually 5,000 separating Escassin and Pied Piper, third and fourth.
F1X Jelly now, P8. He's been struggling with connection, but last season winning a GP2 race at China. Some would call it a bit lucky, but he's out on he's out on lap now. Oh, you should as well. He felt like he could have probably won that race, I think. He would have probably said the same.
Yeah, I was leading, and then I lost connection. I do remember that one far too well.
Right, so we've got F1X Jelly now. He's on his lap. He should be able to really do well in this division, and he's just been unlucky with his connection. Hopefully it will hold tonight, and he'll be able to get a decent race under his belt and get some points. But the lap so far, he runs very wide for the hairpin there. Really, that's not a good sort of first part of the lap. Really needs to be going a little bit quicker. For sure, going up to his right hander up the hill. Try and keep it flat. Sounds like he lifted ever so before the corner.
Small lift, I think, there.
But it's an okay lap, but it's the last sector which makes or breaks your lap, really.
Yeah, I mean, you can quite easily hook up the last sector and you can probably get, well, I'd probably say for these guys maybe a low to mid 27, or you can mess it up completely or just go too slow around the corners, especially through the chicane if you don't get the line right, and lose at least a second, which will just ruin your lap. But Jelly comes around the final corner,
Doesn't look to be
he doesn't improve. And what was quite funny about that is he didn't improve on his time, which was on the prime tyre.
Yeah, that's not good. He's got enough time to probably pit and get out again, but it's going to be extremely tight for him. As now got Ryan, this looks quicker. It's quicker by a tenth. He's got.
Oh my god!
Now that would have definitely been good enough for a top 3. That's a ridiculous time.
Definitely third. That's definitely third on the grid now for F1.
Ridiculous pace.
Oh, that is just sensational.
Connor Kay, our championship leader, P6 currently in the Lotus. He's lining up for a lap and goes down to turn 1. DRS wide open, topping out about 197, which is about the speed, I'd say the average sort of top speed going down to turn 1. You're only straight on the track where you actually top out, so. And the lap looks okay to start off with a little bit of a slow first sector, but the lap is not over. Takes a reasonable turn 4 there. Locks up going into the entry, but much cleaner than some like F1X Jelly there through that corner. And there's about a tenth or 2 up on him so far. Already used all of his curves though, and we're not even at the end of the second sector as he opens the DRS.
I have noticed that some people do use their curves out of the hairpin at turn 5. Now, I know there is a little bit of a straight and a run down towards turns 6 and 7, but I really don't see the need to. I would much rather save, quite a bit of my curves as I did on after the last corner. Just use it for the last straight. Just to get. I
would in race, not in qualifying, unless I was to do a second lap. In the race,
I'd probably say about a quarter. I saved about a quarter.
He improves by about 400 of a second. So not much of an improvement for him, but last week's race round Bahrain for the F4 Division, very, very tight. I can remember watching Sharky's stream on this, and it was so close. In the top 6 were even all the way throughout. So BHA Captain Wait was one of those, and he's on a 19.9. So see if he can improve. He looks to be about the same again.
What's quite interesting is here, I'm on board with Pied Piper, and he's moved on to the prime tyre. Now, I don't know if he set his lap on the 19.1 on the primes, but
that's a competitive time.
Just on board with him at the moment. He's been very clean. He's not used any of his curves yet. As he comes through turn 5, he took a little bit too much on the inside, caught up a bit of the dirt, but he's now used half of his curves at the exit of turn 5. Again, I don't really see the need, because you're just going to be going into a braking zone again.
That's the thing, most of the people in the divisions race with one another, and if they see someone doing it, they all think maybe that's the place to use it.
If I was them, just go with your own thing and just see what's quicker for you.
BHA Captain Waiter improves by 6 tenths to put himself P5, and that mid-pack is extremely tight. 19.0 to 19.7 between 2nd and 7th, so 6 drivers, very, very tight, about 8 tenths.
Well, Pied Piper's just about to complete his lap now, uses the rest of his curves around the last corner. I don't think he's going to improve. No, he's about half a second off what he did previously, so that's his qualifying over.
AZ Sassin now, he's P3 on the Merc, winding up, using all of his curves. He won't, I think we won the last one. I think there's a couple of others behind who will get over the finish line before the timer and will be able to complete their lap.
The last person to cross the line to start their lap is F1X Jelly.
18 seconds for the guys who are in the 3rd sector is going to be close. I don't think that they can do it. No, they can't do it.
There's only one person there that I think is trying to, but unless they're on a lap, I'll go back and see. It's F1 Speed. It's F1 Speed on the prime tyres, just about to complete his lap. He's come through the chicane now to put that quite nicely, and he's come through the last corner, uses the rest of his curves. It's not really an impressive lap. It's only good enough for 10th place.
On the prime tyre as well, and the thing is, you've done a poor lap, you're 10th, so, you've got to use those tyres again. And tyre wear is quite important around here, so maybe not necessarily the best thing to have done there, but AZ Sassin running wide out of the hairpin. It does sound like he's still going, but this lap I don't think is going to be an improvement if any, it's very small.
On board with the last person who is going to set a lap time, F1X Jelly. He's coming through the turn 12 now. and he's actually just cut the corner. So that's actually his lap gone, and he was actually on an improvement by quite a substantial margin as well. So that, I believe, is the end of qualifying. And Ryan, well, he has nearly 9/10 over his nearest rival, Jordan K2406, from his teammate Eskassen in third. And as you mentioned, Dan, from second, third, and fourth, separated by a little over 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, there's not much in that mid-pack. There's definitely sort of 2 or 3 scraps going on. However you want to call P11, I don't know how you want to call him.
I think he's pronounced Gia, but
Gia.
Forgive me if I am wrong.
That's a poor lap from him. I thought he had a little bit more than that, but
but maybe
we'll
the nerves got to him on his first outing. You know, he might settle down in the race once he's getting used to it. But I mean, when I had my first race within XRL, I was a little bit nervous myself. You know, trying just being in a
on
competitive,
seasoned
serious
pros
league.
like me. I know it's a difficult job.
Well, I wouldn't call you a pro. Maybe slightly more of a novice.
Seasoned semi-pro, like myself.
Semi-pro. Well, like, is that a difficulty you play on Football Manager by any chance?
Very funny. Wow, we've got 50%, 33 laps of the Spanish Grand Prix coming up. Looks pretty much straightforward. It's kind of like the real-life F1 with one team looking pretty dominant, but with these changeable conditions in the race. 93% was it, or 80-something percent?
It was 93 for the qualifying, and we saw none of that at all. It was 81% chance of rain in the race, but it is a dry start.
It's a dry start, so prime runners might be more benefited to having it that way, because the options will have to pit very early. 4 or 5 laps in, you'll be seeing option tyre runners pit.
Definitely, yeah.
So
what's quite interesting is I have just gone to the weather information, and the qualifying has now, funny enough, changed to 31% from what it was at 91. So I really do not understand that.
Who would you say has got the chance of sort of, if we are led to believe that Ryan will win this race down to his pace, who do you see as that next guy? Because really, Connor Kay to Jordan, them 6 there,
definitely
anyone's race.
Well, when I had, as I mentioned earlier, off air earlier on to you, Dan, I did have a look at some of these guys' pace and see how good they were. Ryan was just simply in a league of his own. In terms of, I think you can't really look past him for the win today, unless he makes, another bad strategy call, or, he makes mistakes. I think the next best, I am going to go with Pied Piper. He was very consistent. Yeah, and if he has actually qualified 4th on those primes, he could definitely be Ryan's nearest challenger.
Well, that'd be an interesting one to see how it unfolds anyway. I'm going to quickly actually get the results table up for this division, just see.
You're checking the overall standings?
Yeah, why not? I'll have it up on the side of my screen. Got like a stat board. My stat board for this race. So yeah, we've got Connor Kay leading the championship by only 9 points to F1 speed, and there's a bit of a gap in the qualifying as well. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see if Connor can sort of break away from that. BHA Captain Waiter and Pied Piper are actually ahead of our favourite for the race, Ryan, by a few points, not too many, about 5 points I think. JK10 is near those playoff places, only 2 points behind Ryan. The whole fight for the playoffs looks quite close this year, because you've got people like Rightful Chip and Mr. Deed, who have both qualified reasonable 6th and 8th respectively. And they're only a few points off the playoffs. I mean, yeah,
definitely. But I mean, that's actually Rightful Chip's worst qualifying actually up to date so far. He's been in the top 2 rows actually, or 5th I think is his worst starting point this season. So starting in 8th, that's his worst qualifying.
Do you want to see if they're ready to go?
I will do, yeah. Right, we are good to go.
Right, so, well, 13 out of 14, a bit of a shame about Flame Dragon, but Sir Clarkford is not racing tonight in the Lotus, so we've got whatever his face is. Sorry, I can't pronounce that name.
That would be Gia 61. Would you like me to say his name tonight, Dan?
Yeah.
We'll be going to try.
The difficult one.
Yeah, I know your pronunciation isn't on top form at the moment. Just like you're driving. Hey, just had to get it in there.
Right, so here we are for the Spanish F4 Grand Prix live Catalonia, Spain. 13 cars are on the grid for the 5th round. It's extremely close in the championship, but Ryan dominated qualifying. Can he dominate a very changeable conditions race? We'll find out in a second.
We have 4 lights, 5, and it's lights out and away we go in Spain.
I hate having to retire at the start, but Ryan looks like he's got a decent start. The 2 Mercs are right behind.
As Caston's got a run on his teammate Jordan. Jordan's had a pretty poor start by
Jordan's dived down the inside.
And that's the Lotus of Connor that's gone off at turn 1.
Massive for Connor.
It's not
deep. It's not a proper spin. I don't know if he got a nudge or not going into turn 1 there, but he's ran wide. It's not as if he got spun off or anything there, so he's not lost massive amount of time. But the problem is he's got to fight to get those positions back. So difficult start for him. Pied Piper now P3. JK losing positions all the time. Second.
It's actually Caston. It's Caston who's now down into 5th. Yeah.
So
as soon as he got re-overtaken by his teammate at turn 2, he's just lost more positions and he's all over the spot. And now he's got the Red Bull and he's inside in turn 8, but backs out of it. He didn't have the line. And Pied Piper into the wall.
Pied Piper into the wall must have made a spin on. Must have just gotten the gravel on the exit.
I don't know if there was contact between him and Captain Werther, but both of them were.
Connor
They were
Kay
both very close to each other.
Catastrophic error. Or no, it's not. Or is it? I don't know. I think it's the newcomer actually, the one who can't be named.
Gia.
Yeah. He's gone extremely deep and actually caused someone to spin out.
I tell you someone who has made a great start. Sick Harry's gone from 13th to 6th on the first lap. Taking a leap out of my book there. A fantastic start for Sick Harry.
F1X Jelly's up into P11 as well. He's now got, I think it's Gia right in front of him, and he's gone wide in turn 1. Get out of the way in time. Who are the ones who have had a bad start then? So we've got F1 Speed down in 12th. I think he was kind of in that spin. And Connor Kay, also 2 quick drivers though at the back. They should be able to close back up to the rest with their pace and some clean air. So it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. I think they're both on the prime tyre as well, so their stint can go a little bit longer. Jelly being held up by Gia though in P. That's for the final points paying position. Right for Chip in P9. Slow start for him. I think he's dropped down.
Sick Harry on the Sick Harry was making a lunge down the inside there of Mr. Deeds into turn 8, but Deeds had the more natural line, and now Sick Harry's under threat from his teammate. He's under threat from his teammate. Pied Piper around the outside.
Pied Piper can't make that move. He went off the track ever so slightly, didn't he?
Sick Harry holds position. He's had a bad start, Pied Piper, ever since that after coming out of turn 8. I don't know if
he's made a good move there, though.
I don't know if he clipped the gravel maybe, or if it was like I mentioned an incident with Captain Werther, but he's back up. Is he back up in 6th?
Yeah, he's back up into 6th. And Sick Harry's actually dropped down to P8 on the option tyres. He's had a really bad season. He's in the relegation playoff battle at the moment. He's scored 3 points this season, 2 points this season. That was only at Australia. He hasn't scored since. Making a move at turn 1 though on the McLaren there of Irish Blue Gunner, sorry. And yeah, that's position done. So these two fighting it out. But Blue Gunner on the prime tyre, whereas the options are being used by the Williams and Clemens.
Pied Piper having a look at Mr. Deeds into turn 5. Oh, they've banged wheels, and Pied Piper comes out on top. He's now back up into 5th.
Irish Blue Gunner now down the inside, possibly here. That's to back out. Used a bit of curves to try and get ahead, but couldn't quite get close enough. and he's just losing the position. But DRS is the first DRS zone of the race. DRS is active, and it's took Irish Blue Gun on about half the straight to realise that, and he's now got it, but it's too late. And these two are slowly closing in on the two in front. Seems very close between the pair, the two pairs of them.
There's a great battle going on for second between the two Mercedes and BHA Captain Waiter in the middle. Jordan's got a very poor exit out of the chicane, and Captain Waiter's now got a great chance to get him down to turn 1.
Pitting already.
DRS flag was wide open. He's already on the inside.
I don't know who that was, but someone's actually dived in already. I think that might have been the Pied Piper. It is. Pied Piper is already into the pit. What, 3 laps in. It's
what a move. As casting very late on the brakes down the inside of his teammate. Gave each other more than enough room. But JK or Jordan has lost 2 places on that main straight.
Sick Harry getting too much curb there, and he's now spun. I don't know where he's come out now. He's gone a long way down.
I think he's second last, just in front of Pied Piper. Who's
that's what's stopping. He's got okay pace, but what's stopping him is all these constant errors. He has to knuckle down and start getting that sorted.
I think he just get himself a bit of clean air now, and just catch up to the guys in front, and perhaps he can get the undercut or some on the midfield runners. Well, he was ahead of them anyway, but perhaps he could close the gap to what is second, third, and fourth. And Ryan hasn't pulled out as much of a gap as I thought he would have done. It's only around about maybe 3 seconds at the most to Captain Waiter, who's now running second.
Rightful chip has just got into P7 ahead of F1X Jelly, but Jelly is harassing him on those prime tyres. Those options are starting to run out.
Captain Waiter got a load of wheel spin off the chicane and decides to pit, and JK's followed him through. So as casting obviously stays out because he can't go on the same time with his teammate, or else they'd be stacking up. But him and Ryan are going 1 extra lap further, and I have a sneaky feeling this will help into Captain Waiter and Jordan's hands here. They could get the undercut on these two.
F1 Speed looking at move on his teammate. 3 Ferrari-powered drivers all near each other on track, fighting for what is P4, but not really once the pit stops have all happened. But F1 Speed looking at a move down the inside, and actually it's an impressively good move to get that one done. Right for the chip, just giving that up a bit easy on his teammate though.
I hate to put the commentators' curls on this, but one person who hasn't impressed me so far is Irish Blue Gun. He's on the primes, he's in 3rd place, he's got clean air, and he's been very, very consistent.
Yeah, he's had a reasonable start to the season, but it could always be better. 8 points scored at Australia, and only since then scoring 1 point since. So
yeah,
he's only a position higher than
He's just been a little bit unfortunate.
He will climb a position today, I think, because of Rapid's time in the league. But yeah, he needs the points. 1-time F1 Division Constructors Champion. I mean,
interestingly, both Ryan and Askassin have stayed out for another lap.
JK could be looking quite good here with an undercut. Maybe they've got a call for rain, I don't know.
It's possible.
As Connor Kay now looks to try and get a move done on his teammate. Look at that, just pulling away even without the DRS. Connor Kay having a really weak gearbox. I think he was only topping out at 192, but it doesn't make any difference anyway. The Lotus of what's his face?
Gias.
Running,
God.
well, spinning on the curb. And he's
F1 Speed's got a run on F1X Jelly, and well, they're not teammates, but that looked very suspicious as F1X Jelly was just going to let Speed through there very easily. That was far too easy there for F1X Speed into turn 5. I think Jelly just decided
F1X Jelly is probably running a different race, however. It's just hard to sort of tell, but F1 Speed's actually lapping really well at the moment. It's done a 23.5, which is, well, it's bang on the pace. It's sort of in that mid-pack. Jelly doing a 24.0.
He's the quickest of the prime runners. And this is interesting.
So Ryan's in. Ryan, our race leader, is in.
Connor has a 10-second penalty.
Connor's got a 10-second penalty. Well, I'll ask him what that is, because I did see a Lotus dive down the inside on the first lap, so it could have been him. As Cassin is in the pits, but
I thought Ryan may have been held up then by Asgassin, but clearly he had just a big enough gap. But I think, as you've noticed, Ryan has been undercut. Let me have a look.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't been undercut. He's got a blue gunner. He's got blue gunner and the two F1Xs in front. So he's just come out in front of JK then, I think.
He's just in front of Captain Waiter. Captain Waiter is ahead of Jordan.
So this is an interesting battle because Captain Waiter is a lot closer than what we would have probably thought at the time. Between, these are F1 and 2. Are they both on the same tyres? I know.
Yeah, they're both on prime tyres, as is Jordan as well.
Be interesting to see how this pans out. They're on the prime tyre, so they've got a large window in case the rain starts to fall. So, I'm quite surprised that, Captain Waiter is as close as he is to the back of the race lead. We thought Ryan was going to run away with this, but he's only about a second ahead. It's not much.
And well, I wonder if F1X Jelly is actually going to play the team game here. Ryan's caught up to him very quickly, and I wonder if he's just going to let him through, or is he actually going to defend on the DRS straight? Ryan's just gone through now, so that's him out of the way. I wonder if Captain Waiter's actually got the DRS. He does.
Rain in the final sector.
Rain in the final. That's interesting.
At the chicane is where I saw it. Give it a few more laps to materialise.
Actually, I think I may have just seen a couple of spots into turn 1.
Yeah, I just saw another one.
It looks like there. It looks like it is on its way.
So options could have been yours for the day, I think, some of these guys. Well, you would have thought that the rain will come quite soon. As a Ferrari running wide there, F1X Jelly. I don't know, maybe he's trying to do just one stint. Oh, F1X Jelly spinning his tyres up again. He's really struggling, trying to maybe go further than what the tyres really should. As Randy outside goes...
F1X Speed is holding up Ryan, and now Captain Waiter is all over the back of them as Ryan is on the inside of F1X Speed as they come down towards the hairpin at turn 9. F1 Speed gets on the brake quite late, but Ryan goes through on the inside.
Oh god, these guys are extremely close.
Having a look on the inside, and he's made it through. That's a great move by Captain Waiter. Just got the better traction on these newer prime tyres, and he's still on the back of Ryan. And there are a few more spots now into Sector 3. The rain is on its way.
The rain is falling, but Captain Waiter may want to make use of the DRS while it's available. He's lost a lot of time in those last couple of corners. He had no curves to attack, and he's used 2/3 of his curves down the straight just so he can keep up. It's closed in a little bit right at the end. Much cleaner turn 1 than the Ferrari in front. Getting a little bit on the inside of the curve there. You don't want to do that too much. It can easily spin you out.
And Jordan is under pressure from the Williams of Pied Piper, who's now joined in on this battle. Oh, he's just gone into the back of Jordan, but thankfully doesn't take him out off the track. Bit of a risky, bold move there from Pied Piper. He's clearly a little bit frustrated after the incident on the first lap, but he is making his way up the field, and the pitting earlier has helped him.
Captain Waiter is definitely starting to lose time to Roth. I can see Ryan winning this race, but at the same time, with the rain as it is, it just comes down to strategy. You get it one lap early or late, you're in trouble.
Oh, definitely, yeah. What has just happened, though, is Pied Piper has gone into the gravel at the end of turn 8. He's lost a place to Asgassin now, who is currently the fastest man on the track. Asgassin pulls all the way to the inside, to the pit lane to get out of the slipstream of Pied Piper, who's not even responding to go and to try and get in the slipstream. Clearly hasn't got the straight line speed compared to Asgassin, who's comfortably ahead into turn 1. I wonder if Pied Piper's got a really short gearbox. I mean, I know Sean Bean had a really short gearbox in the F1 division, and he seemed to really struggle to try and pass somebody down the straight, and I wonder if Pied Piper has the same problem.
Oh, it's Jordan trying around the outside, the McLaren. Or
It's the McLaren of Captain Wait is defending from Jordan. I think Captain Wait made
yeah,
a
that's
mistake.
right. Captain Waiter is
And
struggling.
he's now
lost a
got
lot of time.
both the Mercs and Piper joining in on this.
This is the
We've got
battle
a
for the
four-way
final
battle.
podium place then.
Because, well, out in front at the moment still. Actually, Ryan has taken the lead from Irish Blue Gunner. Blue Gunner has still yet to pit. This could work in Blue Gunner's favour.
If he can make it
But
last 1 or 2 more laps, then yes.
Yeah, but his tyres
otherwise,
do look
tyres.
He's spinning up his wheels in second and third gear. He's really struggling.
Blue Gunner known as the one who could hold
he's barely
his tyres
he's barely
longer
made
than
the
most,
chicane
but
there. He's pitting. He's pitting. He'll probably pit
that
for
is a
fresh
shame.
options. He should have pit. He probably should have pitted maybe a lap or two ago and perhaps have a decent chance. But this is going to put him down the field as one of the Mercs is making it's.
As Cassie gets past JK with ease.
And they both had the DRS, funny enough, as well.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Clearly got. He's clearly got the quicker package.
Was, as Casson had used about a third of his curse, the way he shot past was the thing that caught me most by surprise. He must have a much better gearbox.
By doing that, he's set another new fastest lap there. He's done a 22.0. He's actually quicker than Ryan.
He needs to get past Captain Waiter then, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, clearly Caston's got the quicker car out the 4 in this group for second, third, fourth and fifth. It's a very close battle between these guys.
Definitely enjoyed watching this division last week and doing it so far this week because, you know, it's more than just these four that are close on pace. I mean, there are others who aren't in this battle today who are there like Connor K, so there's a lot of people
Sonic F1 Speed, who are actually both currently running 8th and 9th, but interestingly are on the option tyre. So they're trying to reduce the gap to the guys nearer the front. And I wonder as well who's gone with a more wet setup strategy. Or they all just gone for a dry setup in hoping that the rain wasn't going to come until...
getting past Captain Waiter with ease there again. He's topping out 200, it's a bit more than average.
Ooh,
and showing.
Ryan's been in the gravel at turn 2.
Ryan's been in the gravel at turn 2. That lead is still quite healthy though, whilst these guys have been battling it out. NMR Mr. Indigos must be watching the stream. I don't know if you're using the chat box. My apologies if you are. Sending me a message about the Sauber's game.
Sauber Toro Rosso. Yeah, he sent me the same message as well.
They did, but it's down to the drivers in those cars as to whether they want to change, and a group decision was made by the F4 drivers that they wanted to stick it out in the Sauber, so that's where they are. F1 GP2, and I believe Tier 6 have definitely confirmed that they're moving. I'm not sure about GP3. I think GP3 is staying in the Sauber.
GP3, one wanted to change, one wanted to stay, so that was a bit of an awkward one to sort out.
Yeah, luckily I'm not there. AZ Sassano, yeah, he's clear of the McLaren of Captain Waiter now. He's starting to get the hammer down, but this rain hasn't really fallen as heavy as what I thought at the moment. It's taking its time to get on, as we've got a few drivers now in the pits. Are they coming in for Inters extremely early? No, it's options for Waiter. And trying to get up there, but I can't.
Jordan's gone on the Inters. Jordan has gone onto the intermediate tyre.
That feels to me as if it's an inexperienced error. But let's see how he gets on. He's
going to turn 1. He's gone a little wide, but perhaps caught. Oh, he's got too much wheel spin.
Let's see how he gets on anyway. You can easily see he's got, I believe that's F1X Jelly in front of him in the Ferrari. So we can easily see here, I would call JK the slightly quicker driver. But you can see there, F1X Jelly's made about second this sector, in just a sector. It's a couple of laps away at least, if not more. I mean, look at him, he's pulling away F1X Jelly, and he's, you have to say, a slightly slower driver based on what we've seen so far.
That, as you said, that's a very inexperienced call by Jordan. Perhaps not used to it. Maybe he hasn't had a lot of practice in the wet conditions, but yeah, the his tyres look like they're far too hot, and he's just spinning them up first, second, and third by the sounds of it.
Yeah, bad choice. It's going to cost him massive. We'll see how that compares to everyone else. Captain Wade, though, look at those option tyres. He's making them work and gets up into P8.
Oh, we've got somebody else in the pits, actually. I'll have a look as to who that is. That is Mr. Deeds, who has gone on to intermediates now.
Maybe that
No,
extra lap, but I still
he's
don't think
got a lap
it's
later, but I still don't think it's ready. I think 2 more laps and it's ready. It's not quite there yet. He's obviously risking it. He's come out behind Jordan. He was behind him anyway, but he has caught up quite a substantial amount. Now let's see how he takes the track. He's actually gone off at turn 1 and he's spun the car at turn 2.
Deeds has made another poor move there. Poor decision from him. He will be closed in by a well, not 30.
And Harry actually, he's gone in
Harry, another one who's made the error. I mean, a few of these people really make some silly errors, but you know, if some people aren't driving with the people who can see that happening, then it's quite difficult. I mean, it's only 1 or 2 laps away now, but it's easier being a spectator. But from the spectator point of view, you can just see between somebody who's using a set of inters and somebody who's using a set of dries what the difference is. And well, he's made a poor one there. Those 3 have made poor decisions.
Third place Pied Piper is in.
Now he looks like he's struggling for traction going into the pits.
Yeah,
so,
he did pit very early, so he probably has no choice.
Yeah. That's the thing, he's probably going to be on options for like 2 or 3 laps, if that, and in. Let's see what he does.
I think he's putting the inters on.
No.
He's gone for primes. He's gone primes.
Prime. Odd tyre choice there. And
Captain Waiter now
it's
all over his teammate Blue Gun as they go through turns 1 and 2.
And
there's not a lot of difference in their tyres actually, because Blue Gunner pitted at the end of lap 10 and Captain Wade did on lap 12, so there's only 2 laps in it, so this is down to raw pace, and Blue Gunner has the upper hand at the moment.
Just a quick note on Jordan or JK. He's starting to find his pace a little bit. It's a little bit slow for T1. Gia nearly getting him, but he'll have another go. It's getting closer to the switch over.
I'm going on board with the leader Ryan. Let's see what he does on lap 15 now. Does he go into the pits? Ryan stays out for another lap. So does Ascassin as well, and them two. Well, it's between them two by the looks of it for the victory. They've got, I think, between Ascassin who's second and F1 Speed now, he's actually made his way up into third for the time being. There's a good, I'd say, maybe 10-second gap, if not maybe more. Probably around about 12 seconds. I think that's the main straight is.
Gia looking to get a move done on JK, who made that poor strategy call, and it looks like not getting it done at the moment. Them intermediate
Captain Waiter has passed his teammate Blue Gunner, is now up into 4th, and is very quickly catching up to F1 Speed, as we have Connor in the pits and has gone on to inters.
Connor going on to the inters. I think it's starting to get intermediate weather. I think Connor's made a better move than most of the ones that have made one pits earlier. Let's see how he takes turn 1.
He's had to get out of the way of rightful chip there to avoid an accident. He's got Mr. D. That's Mr. D's on the inters behind him. He's actually jumped Mr. D's because he was behind him by staying on those slick tyres a few laps longer.
You have to say, having a look at the spray that's coming off the track now, it is getting...
It does look, it's around about there.
Closer, if not now, really. This lap, you'll see, I think, most of the dry runners pit.
I've just received a message from Righteous Tag in the GP3 division, just simply saying, wow, again. Clearly something's not gone well in his race. As Mr. Deeds just goes into the gravel at turn 8, and we have a Inza that's just made a move. It's Rightful Chips made a move on Dan's new favourite name, Gia61, that he can't pronounce.
Who's made the pass?
Rightful Chips made the pass on Gia.
And is he on the inters now, Chip?
No, they're both on the primes. I think Gia's tyres have just simply hit the cliff, and he's actually now pitting, and I presume he's going to be in for intermediates. But simply now, half the field I think are on inters and half are on slick tyres. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of difference.
No, it doesn't. It seems extremely equal.
Yep, Gia has gone on to the inter, so I think that does actually now split the field near enough. F1X Jelly has actually gone on the intermediates as well now, and he's currently running in P11. Just received a message from XRL Stewart from the GP2 division saying Neymar to win. Well, I don't know who Neymar is, but I'm probably guessing that's Ryan. And Ryan is now on to the intermediates.
Ryan's in. Blue Gunner stays out again.
Blue Gunner stays out.
By now.
Yeah. Oh, it's Captain Waiter stays out. He's in second.
Both and get your tyres changed. Because here comes Irish Blue Gunner behind AZ Assassin. This will
be a good marker. This will tell. Oh, Blue Gunner's having to ease off through turn 3 there. Cannot take that flat out. I think that's got to be an indication. Yeah, the rain is coming down heavier than what it was a few laps ago. I think it is now time for the intermediates. You can see the spray that he's kicking up. I mean, he doesn't. The grip's actually not too bad. I think it's the traction out of the corners because
he'll
the gap's not increasing.
Sector.
It's not a big gap that's being brought up there from Ascassen to Blue Gunner, but there is a small difference. I think we've just reached the crossover point.
I think we reached the crossover point maybe a lap or two ago, but the conditions are such that it's not that bad if you stay out, but it's slightly worse than dry tyres. He will feel it in the last sector.
Yeah, Sector 3 looks quite wet at the moment, and Blue Gun is sliding all over the place, so I think we will be seeing him pit this lap. I think, Captain Waiter has gone into the box, as has Blue Gun, and now I don't think they're going to stack up, as well. Blue Gun has actually purposely just let off through the pit lane, so he doesn't get stacked up. Received a message from Brutal Reaper, good evening to you. He asked, do I think is the rain going to get worse? Definitely, yes. I think it doesn't seem to be going as quick as what it did in some practice sessions that I've done, and certainly not in the GP2 race. That seems to go from inters to wet tyres very quickly within about 5 laps. I think it's going to take a little bit longer tonight. The rain doesn't seem to be that heavy. We might actually find ourselves just for intermediate tyres. We might not even see the wets at all, but we'll have to see as the race goes on.
14 laps to go then, so we're definitely in the last half, nearly a third of the race left to go. And Connor Kay's moved up into P6 now. He was really struggling, so it's good to see him fighting his way up, getting the strategy right.
Blue has actually gained a couple of positions by staying out, and on his slick tyres. He's come out into 7th behind Connor and in front of Mr. Deeds.
Christopher?
Hello.
Bad race by
Who let you in?
Got a good friend of yours in the party there.
So, you sent me a message, Chris, saying, wow, again. I can only presume that because you've joined this party and the fact that your race should still be going on, that you've had an incident of some sort.
As you wouldn't expect, I actually had an amazing one, onto Bernie's surprise, I'm sure. But, gravel just lost my car, and unfortunately I didn't lag out, I just spun. Williams went into my car, lost me my end plate, battled into tail 1, spun, lost my front wing, and I was half a minute behind.
Sounds like it was your fault.
Was it driver error, would you say, for your own accord?
Well, I'm pretty sure Dan's going to say this is an excuse, but I did have a lag spike as I went into a gravel.
Oh, whatever, yeah.
Driver excuse.
No, there was a lot of lag, and people have been complaining, but this is a new host as well, so I just need to do some work.
You're the one who runs the division, sort out?
I am, and I plan to do a hosting session.
Are you the only one that's out of the race at the moment? Is it still pretty close in the race? Or?
Well, we had two people not racing. One of them, which I already knew about. The other one I had no idea about.
Who was that?
Who was that?
Who was it? I don't know who it was. You do
I love Jigsaw's. It was who it was.
Don't like him.
It is
Yeah,
like
that's
him.
his fourth race. That's he's missed. Quite bad for him. But he's
Find a
still
replacement
racing
then. There you go.
Yeah,
Simple one.
and Alonso also retired. He got spun out, and by the looks of it, it could have been down to silent seat. He does have a 10-second.
Well, the best way to do that is obviously watch it through back on the stream and see what's happened. The closest battle on track here is between 4th and 5th, which is Captain Waiter in 4th and Pied Piper in 5th. Is around about, I'd say, just under a second separating them, and they're not far off 3rd place, who is actually now F1 Speed. He's climbed his way up through the field after starting from 10th, and he's now up into 3rd. He's done a really good job on his tyres, and just taking advantage of other people pitting at the wrong time, and just keeping his head cool, and has just knuckled down, and he's finding himself in a good 3rd spot. But I think he will become under pressure from Captain Waiter and Pied Piper, because they do seem a little quicker than F1 Speed on the intermediates. Now, is it you, Dan, or is the track seem to be getting a bit wetter?
A little bit out time. Oh, it's Pied Piper loses it. Colin Kay now. He's the one who's going to be closing the gap in. And yeah, it's only a few seconds now. I wouldn't say it's wet, though. I mean, does it even look like it's raining? Very, very light rain at the moment.
Yeah, it just looks like drizzle. That's why I did think that we might just have intermediates here. I mean, I've already seen Mr. Deeds pit again for another brand new set of intermediates. Compared to everyone else who's not made a pit stop. I mean, the person who's obviously lost out the most from, just a bad decision making is Jordan, or JK, whatever you want to call him. He was running in the top 4 consistently, and he now finds himself down in. Well, he's now up to 8th after somebody else is in the pits, and that is F1 X Jelly gone on to another set of intermediates. So he's lost a handful of positions, and what seemed to be, looking for good points for Mercedes, with Ascarson running in 2nd, as Rightful Chip retires. Clearly not happy with the conditions, and perhaps was struggling a little bit. I shall invite him in.
2/3 of the race in, he's lasted. He's worked that wet stint though, might have been his downfall. But Connor Kay is really waiting up to the back of who's that in front of us? The Pied Piper.
It'll be Pied
P5, so
Piper.
there's 10 points with Connor, which is quite a success today after what's been going on. Connor has got Irish Blue Gun for company, not too far away, so this could turn out to be a 3-way battle for P5.
What's even closer? Oh, Pied Piper is actually pitted. He's going for another set of intermediates by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's not wet, is it? I think it's just the fact that the intermediate
Other teams are fitting intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering changing yours too.
Set of rubber. I mean, it's just probably what it is.
Yeah, definitely. One person who's definitely under pressure right now is F1 Speed. He's got Captain Waiter all over his gearbox now as he comes through turn 5. F1 Speed is really struggling. His car's sliding. He's not getting the traction out of the corners, and Captain Waiter seems to have the better package and the better tyres at the moment. He's just trying to find a way past, but he's a bit nervous, I think, with the way that F1 Speed is taking some of these corners. His car's is all over the place.
What position is this for?
This is for 3rd and 4th.
So we'll go up a little bit then.
Yeah, they're just coming through turn 11 and 12 now. I think Captain. I think we might see F1 Speed boxing in this lap.
F1 Speed does look rather nervy on his car. Having said that, I mean, how many laps have they done? About 6-7 laps.
Oh, Captain Waiter wanted to get ahead of him into the pits. Now this is going to be I think Captain Waiter.
Captain Waiter will get ahead.
He will get ahead. F1 Speed will be held up.
As like,
And
whoa!
following them...
Option tyres for Captain Waiter, what's going on? They've made the wrong pit call, surely. Intermediates go on for F1 speed. This surely has been a massive error.
Well, let's watch him into turn 1. Taking that, yeah,
And he's swimming.
Yeah, that's the wrong call.
He
That's the wrong
is
call. I wonder if
swimming.
he's accidentally pressed the wrong button there.
Oh, I feel for him.
Oh, that's probably a net podium just been lost for Captain Waiter there.
Sloppy error, and it could be a bit more than that at this rate. He's got, I believe that's Connor Kay behind him. No, it's the Pied Piper who's pit. Connor Kay and Irish Blue Gunner are right behind that, and they're pit new winters as well.
It's actually Jordan who's in 7th. Blue Gun is now up into 3rd.
Thing is, I don't think
Jordan's made a mistake at turn 5, and Connor, just simple move, he's up into 7th now, chasing after, well, what will now be Captain Waiter on his interesting option tyres. And that's him up into 6th now, so his next target is the Pied Piper, the 5th.
Colin Kay's race is looking increasingly good here for him. I mean, Irish Blue Gun will have to pit. There's no doubt. Well, 8 laps. I doubt he can go to the end on those.
He's been on these tyres for, I think, 5 laps now, as he's coming up to the back of the Williams of Sick Harry, who has already been lapped, clearly not enjoying these wet conditions, and yeah, Blue Gunner he gets well out of the way and just lets him through.
Well, I don't know how long Blue Gunner's been on these tyres, how long you can get out of them, but you would like to think that 8 more laps is probably outside the reach of these option tyres, so as F1 speed goes past the Williams of Sick Harry as well, the Pied Piper, Sick Harry's teammate, is not too far away now, with Connor only about a second and a half away, so...
Oh, Pied Piper's just dipped it in the gravel, and well,
no,
the luck seems to be going for Connor Kay at the moment. He's now up into 5th.
What was Pied Piper? My mistake. Pied Piper making a bit of an error there, and wow, you have to fancy if Irish Blue Gun pit near the end. Yeah, he'd be behind, but these guys would be on dead tyres.
Piper's teammate, Sick Harry, just getting well out of the way there of his teammate, who's probably, I think, very frustrated and annoyed with himself.
Definitely. To go then, and when's the
F1 Speed has passed Irish Blue Gunner for 3rd place now. I think, yeah, Irish Blue Gunner seems to be sliding now. I think he's intermediate, yeah. As there's 3 people actually in the pits at the moment.
Is this battle for position with F1 Speed, or is F1 Speed
F1 Speed pitted a couple of laps ago, so he's on pretty much fresh intermediate tyres at the moment, and will probably go to the end, whereas Blue Gunner will be making one more stop as Captain Way, who's now back on to the intermediates, rejoins in 8th place.
That could have been a lot worse. Let's hope he can fly maybe 1 or 2 positions between now and the end of the race.
But from this, well, his nearest competitor in 7th, who is F1 XRL, he's a good 8 seconds up the road. I don't see him catching him unless he's got substantial speed on these tyres. Now this is interesting. As Castin has just made his stop, he now doesn't need to pit again. He's rejoining 2nd, and I think Ryan has made his final stop as well. So they're net 1 and 2 currently at the moment. F1 Speed goes through and says, "Where's Blue gonna come out?" He's come out as Connor's in 4th, and Blue, we've got Pied Piper 5th actually, who's still struggling on these inters. He's gone off at turn 2. Blue Gunner comes out in he comes out in 6th with nobody to play with actually, so Well, let's see what pace he's got. He could probably catch the Pied Piper at the rate he's going at the moment. So, still 6th place for Blue Gun. I think he'll probably take that from the start of this race.
Definitely, and it'll match his best performance of the season as well. So,
which was from the first race as well.
yeah, so it's fine. He had a good result. He could see that as a good result, but I think if he just got his strategy nailed down a bit better, it could have been possible.
Now this is very interesting. Jordan has gone on to the wet tyre.
And what position is
he's lighting his rears up. It's nowhere near wet conditions. There's not enough rain. He's just spinning up the tyres. There's a lot of heat coming from them, and well, he's just ruined his race even more now. After trying to recover whatever was left of it, which in all fairness was not very much. But our current race leader, Ryan, at the moment the gap has just increased lap by lap over Gaston. It's a good 10 to 12 seconds the gap between first and second at the moment, if not more actually. And then there's an even, how far is F1 Speed behind Gaston? He's only about 7 seconds behind Gaston at the moment, so there is a possibility for F1 Speed to catch up, depending on what lap times they're both doing. But I think the top 3 positions may well have been sorted, considering the gaps that there are at the moment.
Yeah, there were big gaps between pretty much everyone out on the track now. One we're on board with is Irish Blue Gun and those Progressive Winters trying to catch up to the Pied Piper, but that gap's still at least 7-8 seconds as well. With the amount of laps that we can't see him closing, really. Intermediate tyres are going to go off that badly for Pied Piper, but we have seen him make a few errors tonight, so possibility of an error, but
well, one person who is quick on these tyres actually is Connor Kay. He's just laps over a second quicker than F1 Speed on that last lap. So with 5 laps to go, including this one, could he catch up to F1 Speed? I mean, the gap is what? It's around about 5 seconds with 5 laps to go. Could be close.
Let's see who where on track.
Oh, and I think
that's
that's a rage quit. I think from Jordan. He's just been overtaken by his teammate. He's gone a lap down, and yeah, that's just a simple rage quit.
Right, so yeah, we're gonna watch this Connor K1 here because that gap's definitely gone down. It's at 5 seconds now. No, it's just going Ryan.
Blue Gun is now up into 5th. Pied Piper's gone onto the wet tyres and he has lost an end plate. So another person making a bad call there. I mean, just to rub salt in the wounds, his teammate has just unlapped himself on him. He's now got Mr. Deeds catching up on him and he's gone in the gravel at turn 7 now, so Mr. Deeds goes up into 6th, and I think, well, that just sums up Pied Piper's race, really. Again, another person making a bad call.
Inexperienced, bad decisions. Anyone could see that this is not wet. It's not even raining.
It's been this intensity of rain right from the minute it started.
Curves is offline. We're currently looking into the problem.
Ryan's got to us, gas, and he's just increasing.
I think with 4 laps to go, and Steve might just hold on, but we'll keep on board with it because it's really the only battle we've got out in these last few laps. So
yeah, Blue Gunner is nowhere near anybody at the moment. F1X Jelly, he's around about. Let's see, how close is that? He's about 4 seconds off Mr. Deeds, but I think that gap is maintaining, and they've got Sick Harry in between them, who is obviously a lap down. Captain Waiter's in 8th, and Captain Waiter is actually closing in on F1X Jelly, so that could be another battle to keep an eye on in these last 4 laps of the Spanish Grand Prix here for F4000. But I don't think there's enough time for him unless F1X Jelly makes a mistake. Gia, our new driver for F4000, currently in 9th place. He's had a steady, quiet race, I'd say. He's made a couple of mistakes, but he's at least been on the right tyre at the right time, and he's going to hopefully pick up some World Championship points in his first outing.
Good start for him. I don't know about his pace, much into that, but...
well, his best lap is a 23.2, which is not the slowest, but only a couple of people were slower. But obviously, it did depend on what tyres he was on. I don't think he actually even ran the option tyre. One thing's for sure. Connor, he is causing that. He's not causing up enough. One gap. Well, I think the gap that's reducing more is between 7th and 8th. Captain Waiter is within 2.5 seconds of F1 X Jelly. I think if anyone's going to catch someone, it's him to catch F1 X Jelly. But then again, F1 X Jelly is not far off Mr. Deeds in 6th, so there is a potential 3-car battle for the last lap.
Who's that in
They're
front
just
of
coming.
Mr. Deeds? Is that the
It's Sick Harry.
Yeah,
it's
so
Sick Harry who's a lap down.
These guys got 2 and a bit more laps to go then, so definitely possible. We'll keep on board with Captain Waiter, see if he can start to close that gap. He can probably put the driver between the two, and that gap does look to really decrease. And once you see someone just in the horizon, you really want to push as hard as you can to close that gap, which he is doing very well. So it still feels like a bad result, even if he gets past Deeds.
Oh yeah, he was on for potential podium.
It's sick. This would be a bad result for him. So 2 laps to go then. Can he close the gap and overtake?
Well, he's lapping in the 23s. I think he's the only person lapping in the 23s. He's clearly liking these tyres. Connor Kay has passed F1 speed for 3rd.
For 3rd?
Yep, I don't know if F1's... Oh, he's gone sliding into turn. I think F1 Speed's tyres have gone. Yeah, he's spinning the rears up. His tyres have gone.
So close.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of time on this lap somewhere. I presume probably in the first sector. But yeah, Connor is in 3rd place now. And I wonder in F1 if F1 Speed could lose 4th to Blue Gunner at the rate he's going.
Well, Captain Waiter here is closing in on Jelly at a very quick rate of knots. He isn't going to make the move this lap, but he'll have 1 more lap to get it done. Indeed, he might just be able to live another day and sit. Down to Jelly just holding him up. Quite well on the intermediates and played a big part.
F1 Speed's gone. I wonder if that was a rage or was it a simple disconnection. I do not know.
Invite him to find out.
Well, we're on the last lap now. Ryan is actually in the last sector of his last lap. He's just about to come through the chicane now for the final time.
Captain Waiter's side by side with F1 Jelly. They'll look to go around the outside, a little bit of contact on the wheels, but Captain Waiter makes it through.
Ryan takes the win. He's taken 2 wins in a row now, and he's definitely on a charge to catch up to the top of the table. So Scarson is coming around the chicane now to what will be a well-deserved 2nd place. He's been the fastest man on the track, even quicker than Ryan, and he's taken a well-deserved 2nd place as he weaves over the line there. And Connor Kay, well, what can we say? He went off at turn 1. Did he have a nudge? We don't know, but he's fought his way back through the field, and he's going to take 15 points and 3rd place, and will retain the championship lead at the top of F4000.
Right, we'll get them in the pie if he can.
Irish Blue Gunner is going to finish 4th. A well-deserved 4th place for Blue Gunner. I'm happy for him.
As VHA Captain Waiter's right on the back of Mr. D. He's going to the final corner. He's going to have a look around the outside. He's going to make it. Oh, that's going to be counted as an illegal overtake from VHA Captain going to? Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, Captain Waiter's got that on the line.
F1 Speed is not happy.
What did he take that by? Captain Waiter took that by, well, 400. Well, that was F4000 Spain in Catalonia. We just Connor's now joined us for the top three. Going to you first, Ryan. Pole position on what was simply a blistering lap, which was, well, we worked out to be good enough for third place on the F1 Division grid, and then completely dominating the race from start to finish. How did it go in your view?
Fine. It's just that I'd made the perfectly right call for the Inters on lap 17. Just did another 10 lap stint on them, hit on lap 27, and it just basically went good enough from there.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the likes of Jordan and Pied Piper going for, well, intermediates a few laps too early, falling down the field, or even actually pitting for wets nearer towards the end. Did it feel like it was going towards the wet tyres, or was it just stable enough for the Inters once the rain started to come?
There was no standing water at all. It was always going to be Inters at the end. With the rain falling, I always thought it was going to stay dry, to be honest. But basically no rainfall until like lap 15.
Well, congratulations to you anyway. Going on to, well, that's 2 wins in a row for you now, which is going to move you up the table and close you in on the leaders such as Connor. And I think you may have actually got into second from that result with the likes of F1 Speed retiring towards the end. And going into Monaco next week, how do you state your chances there?
Not good. I have to practice with, I've been using no assists, and it's good to just get Spain right. Struggling with Van der Voort on the race, but hopefully it'll be alright.
Alright, well, fantastic, and congratulations on you win. Moving on to you, Captain. Second place after starting, I think, where did you start? Was it third or fourth on the grid? Right next, it was third, yeah, right next to your teammate. You made initially a great start into turn one. You got alongside your teammate and you overtook him, and then you seem to lose a few positions to the likes of Captain Waiter. Just tell us what happened and why you lost those positions.
Starts are never my strong point, because I always sometimes lose traction and just spin, and my style is cautious, so I just sort of let them by practically.
All right. Well, as I said, you actually made a really good start. So I was a little bewildered actually as to why you lost so many positions, but you seem to have called the strategy just right to stay going on from the slick tyres to the intermediates.
Well,
do you think you had any chance on maybe catching Ryan, because on these slick tyres you did have the faster lap compared to him, or did you think the gap was just too substantial?
Well, I'd seen Ryan in practice and he'd been pretty good. But to be honest, I'm quite happy Ryan was there, because all the pits I made were because of Ryan. I might not have pit lap 17 if it was Ryan. I might have stayed out.
You basically just followed what he did.
Yeah.
Well, that's using your noggin, to say the least. Just go with the just follow the person in front, do what they do, so then you don't lose time and you hold your position. So was second place, you think, the best you could get from today?
Yeah, I'm happy with it after a string of not very good finishes. Quite good to get in the podium.
Well, congratulations to you. And Connor, moving on to you. I noticed, you did cross the line in third place, but you did receive a 10-second penalty. Would you like to, do you know why you got that? And what was it for?
It was the lap 1. I don't know if you probably saw the lap 1 instance around sector 2, start to sector 3.
Yeah.
I've been going down the straight, going into the end line, cross line for sector 2, and I've hit the brakes and I've just carried on. And I've had to try and dodge my way out of traffic and make sure I don't hit anyone. Went right the way through, but I think Speed said I've spun him, so it is a jet penalty then. That's the case, but
Alright,
Yeah,
well,
I did see the incident.
yeah, if we have any footage of that, then we will get right on it.
Yeah.
But going on the initial start, you went wide at turn one. I mean, it looked like, I thought at first it just seemed like you outbraked yourself, but were you given a little from someone from behind, or did you just simply outbrake yourself?
No, in qualifying I could go a lot quicker than that, but I went for a wet setup, seeing the 81%, which means I stuck on medium pressure and small brakes. So, forgetting about that, got to the first corner, I've just went, oh, I'm going to hit the back of someone, so I just pulled wide and took the exit road early to avoid an accident. But, yeah,
well,
it was horrible race, to say the least.
Well, from that point, you did make a really good recovery. I think you were running actually second to last after what had happened. So to come back through the field and to, well, initially finish third before your penalty, do you think you will take that result from today, considering?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I don't even think it's a result they deserve, to be honest. I mean, battled the way through, but after the first lap, I was so sure it wasn't the first lap. It was always damn to limitation, really. So.
Well, the good news for you is you obviously retain the championship lead from that result, and I think you might actually extend your lead with the likes of F1 Speed, retiring on the last lap. His tyres had simply gone, and but yeah, it turns out to be a good result for you. Well, congratulations to all three of you, Ryan to first, Escafin second, and Connor originally third, but obviously results are provisional. Now, coming tomorrow, we will have F5000 and the Tier 6 guys going around 50% each around Catalonia. And again, well, starting from Sunday, we will be going to Monaco for the Principality, and you will see the F1 drivers tearing up the streets on 100%, which you're going to see a lot of people losing a lot of wings and a lot of damage. So, congrats again to our top three guys, and I hope you can join us again tomorrow night. Thank you, and goodbye.